When we left off, we had just attached the sleeve and we were preparing for the next stage, which is stitch in the ditch. First, we need to do some trimming, but we have to do so wisely. So what I have here is I have the sleeve seam allowance. Oops, get my hand out of the way. The sleeve seam allowance is going to cover up all of the other stuff that we're going to trim. So we're going to leave the sleeve seam allowance alone, and we're going to trim the cuff seam allowance. So we can trim, here's where the cuff, so my sleeve is over here, and this is where the cuff sewed to the cuff when I folded it in half. So I can trim that. If my scissors can do it. And we can trim a little bit of this here, just to reduce. And then we'll fold all of that stuff back up inside and then cover it up with the sleeve seam allowance so that it looks really clean right there. I'm going to do the same thing in the other corner of the cuff here. But right now that I have this the way I want it, I'm going to stick a pin right in my ditch. So there's a pin in my ditch holding that back sleeve cuff down, covering up the seam where I attached the cuff and the sleeve. So that's going to help me stitch in the ditch in the right place. So let's come back over here. So again, I'm going to fold up all of this seam allowance. Uh-oh, somebody's calling. Let me pause you and we'll be right back. Very important business. Family calling to take my in and out order. They know I'm not making dinner because I'm making videos. Okay, so we're gonna fold everything up inside this sleeve cuff, and then the sleeve seam allowance is what's gonna come around and cover it all up. Therefore, we will not trim the sleeve seam allowance, but we will trim these other guys carefully so that you don't cause yourself any problems. And get your scraps out of your sleeve. And then fold everybody inside. And get your cuff and your seams and your placket and everything all lined up. Your scissors need to be sharpened, huh? And then once everybody's all lined up and neat and nice, go ahead and stick a pin in your ditch. I think I need this to come just a little bit more over. Okay, pin in the ditch to hold the cuff down. So I'm going to repeat the corner trimming on the other cuff, and like all of it, trimming, sewing, everything. And I'm going to pin this one the rest of the way. So pin in my ditch. Oops, too sideways. Make sure that you're catching your sleeve cuff on the other side, because that's the whole point. So I'm going to continue with this and do this on the other sleeve, and then I'll make another video with the actual top stitching that happens on the cuff. Also refer to my technical sketch where I have written down those specs so that I give you good information. Alright, so I'll see you in the next video.